In all film genres, certain scenes manage to capture attention so strongly that they become unforgettable and even demand a second, third, or 10th look. Whether by revealing hidden details, presenting subtle Easter eggs, or featuring moments of tension and sensuality, these scenes have become the most paused and debated by fans. In the film Iron Man 2, released in 2010, there is a scene in which Tony Stark shows some photographs of the character Black Widow, portrayed by the stunning actress Scarlett Johansson. One particular photo caught viewers' attention and caused many to pause the scene. In this scene, Tony Stark is talking with his then-assistant Pepper Potts as they discuss who Black Widow is and what her credentials are. After all, Tony was in the middle of a selection process that would eventually form the Avengers. However, while reviewing the character's information, a few photos appear, and in one of them she is shown wearing nothing but lingerie. Tony even zooms in on the photo, and surely many fans must have paused at that exact moment to admire the actress's beauty.
Speaks Latin, it's a dead language. You can read Latin or...
What is really cool is that while Tony and Pepper are analyzing Black Widow's resume, the character is right there in front of them, demonstrating her fighting skills against Tony's driver, Happy Hogan, inside a boxing ring. In the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit from 1988, there is a scene considered by many to be one of the most paused in cinema history, involving an incident with the main characters. The famous scene features Jessica Rabbit wearing a sparkling red dress as she is thrown from a moving car. The scene itself is relatively short, but it stands out as one of the first times Jessica appears on screen, and also for the remarkable animation quality for that era. It sparked the audience's curiosity and became popular thanks to Jessica's curvaceous and dazzling figure.
What are you seeing, that guy?
He makes me laugh.
Ah, I'm in this!
This well-crafted scene shows Jessica's dress riding up as she is flung from the car, and many sly individuals undoubtedly pause to get a better look at everything going on, if you know what I mean. A brief controversy arose around the scene as there were discussions about possible censorship. However, the scene remained intact over the years, largely because it is animated and does not contain anything explicitly inappropriate. In the film Fast Times at Ridgemont High, released in 1982, there is a famous scene in which the character Linda Barrett, played by the actress Phoebe Cates, appears in a rather daring way, causing many guys to pause the scene multiple times. In the scene, some friends are enjoying a swimming pool until a young man named Brad arrives and greets everyone. However, upon seeing Linda, he becomes enchanted and mesmerized. He goes inside the house and, from the window, begins daydreaming. In this fantasy, Linda steps out of the pool, turns toward him, compliments him, and simply removes the top of her bikini, standing there nude and showing everything. Of course, in that era, when young people had no access to any digital content, the scene was impressive and certainly became widely discussed. The film, directed by Amy Heckerling and based on a book by Cameron Crowe, delves into teenage experiences and dilemmas, exploring themes such as coming of age, sexuality, and school life. That is why it uses more explicit language and a bold approach. In the 2002 film Signs, there is a scene in which an extraterrestrial appears in Brazil that is one of the tensest and most iconic moments in the movie. Because it passes so quickly, many viewers paused in order to get a better look at that otherworldly being. In the scene, the character Meryl Hess, portrayed by the renowned actor Joaquin Phoenix, is watching a TV report in which children in Brazil recorded an alien creature during a birthday party. The amateur footage shows the being passing swiftly among the alleyways of a village in Brazil, and its appearance is frightening, a tall, thin figure with greenish skin and large eyes. As mentioned before, it appears so fast that many preferred to slow down or pause the scene to see the being more clearly, making the scene extremely famous. Meryl's reaction is impactful, and the scene heightens the film's tension and suspense by offering the first clear glimpse of an extraterrestrial, reinforcing the sense that Earth is truly being invaded. The iconic leg-crossing scene by Sharon Stone in the 1992 film Basic Instinct is one of the most controversial and discussed moments in cinema history. It also prompted many mischievous viewers to pause at the exact instant the revealing situation occurs. In the film, Stone plays Catherine Trammell, a crime novelist and the prime suspect in a murder case under investigation by Detective Nick Curran, played by Michael Douglas. During the interrogation scene, Trammell remains cool and provocative, controlling the situation by implying her power of seduction and manipulation. At one point, she uncrosses and recrosses her legs without wearing any underwear, putting everything on display for a few seconds. The scene is shot to capture the detective's reactions, showing Catherine's psychological control over them. The decision to include this scene was controversial and had a huge impact, elevating Sharon Stone to the status of a sex symbol. Later, Stone revealed that the scene was filmed without her fully understanding how it would be edited, which sparked discussions about consent and her approval on set. In the 2014 film Gone Girl, directed by David Fincher, there is a scene where Ben Affleck's character, Nick Dunn, briefly appears nude. Interestingly, many people have reported pausing the scene at the precise moment it appears. This occurs during a tense moment as Nick takes a shower and faces the growing pressure from his wife Amy's disappearance. He walks around the apartment naked while the camera follows him, and at that moment, his intimate region is briefly visible, clearly showing that he is fully nude. The scene attracted a lot of attention, and many curious individuals admitted to pausing it. The actor, who has often been regarded as a heartthrob, surprised numerous fans with this moment. Ben Affleck mentioned in interviews that the nudity was intentional to maintain authenticity and to reflect the director's realistic and raw style. Although the exposure is quick and subtle, it garnered media and public attention. In the 2013 film The Wolf of Wall Street, directed by Martin Scorsese, Margot Robbie portrays Naomi LaPaglia, the wife of main character Jordan Belfort, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. A particularly bold scene made many admirers gasp. In this scene, one of the most talked about in the film, Naomi uses her sensuality to manipulate Jordan by appearing in a bedroom wearing only a short and revealing dress. At a specific moment, she positions herself provocatively and spreads her legs, but covers her intimate parts with her hand in a teasing manner, preventing Jordan's approach and also remembering that there is a security camera present. Margot Robbie explained in interviews the importance of embracing Naomi's confidence in this scene, stating that her character uses sexuality to manipulate and gain control. In the 2008 film Iron Man, directed by Jon Favreau, there was an Easter egg appearance that caused many people to pause and analyze the scene to confirm what they were seeing. After all, that simple appearance could mean a lot, and it did. In the scene in question, while Tony Stark is performing maintenance on his armor with the help of some robotic arms, Captain America's shield appears in the background, resting on a workbench in his laboratory. At that time, Captain America had not yet appeared in the movies, since Iron Man was the starting point of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This detail led countless fans to pause the scene, leaving them excited. Although the shield appears only partially and without emphasis, this was an intentional nod to the fans, suggesting a connection to the Avengers universe, which was still under development. It was one of the earliest Easter eggs indicating Marvel's plans to bring its heroes together in future films. In the 2000 film Hollow Man, directed by Paul Verhoeven, actress Rona Mitra was involved in one of the film's most attention-grabbing and daring scenes, causing many sly viewers to pause at that exact moment. Mitra portrays a neighbor of the protagonist, Dr. Sebastian Kane, played by Kevin Bacon, a scientist who develops an invisibility serum. In one scene, Sebastian, already invisible and increasingly disturbed by the absence of moral consequences that his condition grants him, spies on Rona Mitra's character while she is at home in an intimate moment, naked, applying body creams to her skin, unaware of Sebastian's presence. This tense scene reflects the film's dark and unsettling tone, exploring the sinister side of someone who becomes invisible and feels freed from ethical consequences. Mitra's nudity was used to underscore the strange desire and moral degradation of the main character. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.